Premier Li Qiang announced a 5% GDP growth target for this year, backed by a more proactive fiscal policy including a record high deficit rate of around 4%. Key priorities for 2025 include boosting consumption, improving investment efficiency, and expanding domestic demand through measures such as a RMB 3,000 billion national debt program to support consumer goods upgrades. President Xi Jinping reiterated the importance of major provinces taking the lead in economic growth and fulfilling national development strategies. With the Chinese government's significant push to boost consumer spending this year and strong supportive policies on the horizon, consumers in Beijing's Chaoyang Joy City are enthusiastically anticipating the benefits. Stores are already advertising substantial government subsidies, and customer inquiries overwhelmingly focus on accessing these national incentives. China's setting a GDP growth target of around 5% for this year, exceeding the current market consensus of 4.5%, while Goldman Sachs finds the growth target and deficit rate in line with expectations. Government bond issuance and related stimulus measures, such as consumer goods replacement programs and bank capital injections, are slightly below projections. However, Goldman anticipates further fiscal stimulus beyond the initial budget if economic headwinds, particularly from potential U.S. tariffs, intensify. The government prioritizes stabilizing the real estate market this year, implementing city-specific measures to ease restrictions and promote a healthy recovery. The National People's Congress opened in Beijing's Great Hall of the People at 9 a.m. yesterday. Premier Li Qiang began reading his second government work report, while President Xi Jinping listened attentively. The third session of the 14th National People's Congress opened in Beijing yesterday, with Premier Li Qiang delivering a government work report. The section on Hong Kong and Macau, while similar to last year's in its focus on development, notably added support for deepening international cooperation and exchanges. Regarding the Greater Bay Area, the report emphasized enhancing innovation capacity and its radiating influence. Observers suggest that amid strained U.S.-China relations and a slowdown in mainland economic growth, Beijing hopes Hong Kong will leverage its international strengths to bolster the mainland economy. The government work report prioritizes technological innovation, listing it as the second key task for the year, following only the expansion of domestic demand, and preceding the deep implementation of the Rejuvenating the Nation Through Science and Education strategy. National People's Congress Deputy and HKUST President Nancy Ip highlighted Hong Kong's potential contribution in cultivating crucial talent, particularly multinational technology professionals. National Committee of the Chinese People's Political Consultative Conference member and CUHK's Associate Dean, External Affairs, for Engineering, Professor Huang Jinwei, emphasized Hong Kong's open market as a powerful magnet for attracting foreign companies to invest capital and technology in Hong Kong or mainland China's burgeoning tech sector. Hong Kong and Macau Affairs Office Director Xia Baolong met with Chief Executive John Lee in Beijing, expressing confidence that the Hong Kong government and all sectors of society will seize opportunities, pursue reforms, and strive for progress to fully leverage the advantages of one country, two systems, solidifying and enhancing Hong Kong's status as an international financial, shipping, and trading center, fostering a hub for high-end international talent, and accelerating the transition from governance to prosperity. Hong Kong's National People's Congress deputies and Chinese People's Political Consultative Conference members attending the National Two sessions in Beijing received media coverage from both Hong Kong and mainland outlets. Though their focuses differed, Hong Kong media primarily inquired about political and economic issues and local policies, while mainland media's questions encompassed national trending topics, such as whether the delegates had seen the film Ne Zha 2 and the potential for Hong Kong to develop the burgeoning ice and snow economy in mainland China. A tragic incident occurred at Caritas Medical Center involving a 75-year-old patient with swallowing difficulties, admitted for abdominal distension and constipation. The patient was initially placed on a nil-by-mouth diet. After a doctor's assessment on Monday, the patient was cleared for a liquid diet, DAT, diet as tolerated. However, a nurse mistakenly interpreted this as a regular diet, and while feeding the patient, a student nurse inadvertently caused the patient to choke. Despite resuscitation efforts, the patient died. The hospital attributes the incident to a communication breakdown between medical staff. The hospital authority has launched a root cause investigation and offered its condolences to the family. A nurse at Caritas Medical Center mistakenly fed a patient a regular meal instead of a pureed diet, leading to the patient's death by choking. Geriatric specialist Dr. Ip Pui Chong questioned the medical team's inadequate assessment, noting that patients on pureed diets typically transition to soft foods before regular meals. She criticized the nurse responsible for ordering meals for failing to properly assess the patient's condition after seeing the diet as tolerated DAT instruction, asserting that the nurse bears primary responsibility. Other nurses also emphasized that DAT does not automatically equate to a regular diet, and that nurses should base dietary choices on the patient's clinical condition and medical history. The High Court heard continued testimony in the murder trial of a transport worker accused of violently shaking his 2-year-old daughter, causing a fatal brain hemorrhage in 2020. Expert medical evidence from a neurosurgeon and an ophthalmologist presented by the prosecution confirmed the child's injuries were consistent with severe shaking, ruling out the parents' claim of an accidental fall. A forensic pathologist further testified that bruises and finger marks on the child's thighs suggested she may have been violently shaken while held upside down by her legs. The World Grand Prix Snooker Tournament, a 6-day event held at the Kai Tak Sports Park's Indoor Sports Center, experienced an unfortunate incident on its opening night. Around 11 p.m., nearly 100 spectators were asked to leave before the event concluded due to venue usage restrictions causing dissatisfaction among fans. Secretary for Culture, Sports and Tourism, Catherine Low, expressed regret and apologized on behalf of the organizing committee and the venue, attributing the issue to coordination problems between them. The organizing committee has pledged to avoid similar occurrences during the remaining matches. The ultimate authority responsible for the decision to clear the venue remains unclear. The abrupt clearing of the World Grand Prix snooker tournament venue on the night it concluded sparked controversy. Criticism came not only from disgruntled spectators, but also from participating former world champion Neil Robertson, who described the preemptive clearing as unfortunate for both players and fans. The incident drew international media attention, with the UK's Daily Mirror highlighting the chaos caused by the new Kai Tak Stadium's midnight curfew. Concerns have been raised regarding complaints about the World Snooker Championship at the Kai Tak Sports Park. The Consumer Council received 10 complaints by 5 p.m. yesterday, primarily focusing on player withdrawals and early departures from the venue. Kai Tak Sports Park opens bookings for its outdoor running tracks and indoor table tennis facilities starting today. Members can reserve slots via the sports park website or app from 7 a.m. daily, securing bookings up to 10 days in advance. Hong Kong's Commerce and Economic Development Bureau's December release of the Hong Kong Tourism Development Blueprint 2.0 was discussed yesterday with industry representatives by Secretary Anne-Marie Lau. The Travel Industry Council expressed concern over workforce development, citing a significant post-pandemic decline in new entrants, particularly in niche tourism and foreign language guiding. They urged the Bureau to expand internship programs, increase quotas, and simplify the application process for the Specified Foreign Language Guide Temporary Licensing Scheme. The Housing Authority announced that applications for the 2024 White Form Subsidized Home Ownership Pilot Scheme Green Form Second Market will be accepted from 8 a.m. today, June 6, until 7 p.m. on June 26, with a lottery expected in the second quarter and approval letters issued in the third or fourth quarter. An 8-year-old boy, who had received this season's flu vaccine, was admitted to the Hong Kong Children's Hospital ICU in critical condition with myocarditis, a complication of influenza B. He showed symptoms starting last Saturday and sought medical attention twice before admission. There was no overseas travel during the incubation period. Security Secretary Chris Tang yesterday wrote to the Mingpao newspaper responding to a column by University of Hong Kong law professor Johannes Chan, titled Assessing the July 21, 2019 Case Against Lam Chuk Ting, Act 1 or Intermission. Quote, the column alleged that courts handled the illegal, organized, and armed actions of the white-shirted individuals quietly, while focusing solely on those within the station. Tang rejected this claim, criticizing Chan's article as biased and dismissive of the prosecution of white-shirted individuals. He argued that the article misled readers into believing the courts were unfair to either side, thereby undermining public confidence in the judiciary. The Causeway Bay Medical Center, Medical Health Medical Center, faced allegations of improper medical equipment handling, prompting a health department investigation. The investigation revealed violations of the Private Healthcare Institutions Ordinances Day, Procedure Center Practice Code, including improper handling and management of anesthetic drugs, inadequate sterilization of medical equipment, and insufficient staff training and supervision. The center's Day Procedure Center license was temporarily revoked, and its website became inaccessible. The High Court rejected the appeal of Hospital Authority Chief Executive, Dr. Louisa Cheng, and her orthopedic surgeon husband, who were convicted of shoplifting over 1,600 Hong Kong dollars worth of food, including sea urchins. In 2022, their application to appeal to the Court of Final Appeal was denied, with the judge stating that their claim of the lower court judge making factual assumptions was merely a repackaging of their arguments, lacking significant and broad legal points. An Indian descent driver, whose license was suspended, crashed his private car into a security booth at the entrance of the Department of Justice's Western Wing car park in Central in July 2021. His brother then attempted to take the blame. Both brothers pleaded guilty, the driver to 7 charges, including perverting the course of justice, and his brother to 1 charge of perverting the course of justice. The driver received an 18-month prison sentence, a $6,000 fine, $3,685 in compensation, a 3-year driving ban, and was ordered to attend a driving improvement course. His brother received a 10-month prison sentence. The defense argued the driver was unaware of the location, a claim accepted by the court as an accident.